Check game though. Is this thing on? What's up with it? A little bit of everything podcast. Luck is in the building. Yeah, dig. Welcome back. Welcome back to me. Man, before we even get this thing jumping and going, I gotta pull this shot up. One of my partner's dad passed. Charles Nelson Sr., man. That was a good dude. He was hilarious. Bobby Steel Knees is what we used to call him. He used to always walk in the gym. Tell us how raw he used to be back in the day. How he used to whoop us. And man, he used to come in the gym. Bro, he used to come in the gym, man, with a trench coat on. Some jeans with some hoop shorts over it with a knee brace. Wow, man. Chuck Daddy was hella funny, man. He was hella cool. Chuck, my folks. His nephew is D-Art. Learned a lot of game from D-Art when I was young. You feel me? So, I'm gonna take this shot from my man, Bobby Steel Knees, Charles Nelson Sr. Like my nigga O Green said, we getting up there, man. We get to the point in time where it's people that we had around forever that we gonna be losing. It's that price of growing up, huh? Unfortunately. But yeah, man. How the hell y'all been, man? I've been all right. Life is good. It ain't easy, but it is definitely good for me to get in here and rap with y'all for it, man. I'm trying to get this mic. I wanted it up a little bit higher, but it started slumping on you, boy. I don't want to go full slump on me and fall over. I think we good. You know what? The last few weeks I've been doing some self-reflecting, man. I had a few things I needed to work on. It's pretty dope to be able to just, if you in tune with yourself enough to kind of, if you just sit and just think about the things that you do, your reactions to certain things, and that you could really pick apart whatever problems you might be having, or figure out how you became the person you are, or the mind frame you're in. You feel me? So I was thinking about some shit. I give you one. This is some real shit. I disappoint myself a lot because I be knowing certain things with certain people aren't gonna work. You feel me? Long before you even get to that part, and like you still pursue it, or you like I'm the nigga who would see the red flag a mile away and wave at it until I pass it. Like, don't pull off, don't get away from it, like nothing. Like, but my partner asked me, why am I like that? And I said, I've always been like that. Like, I always think I could fix a woman. You feel me? Or fix whatever an issue is, instead of just letting it be exactly what it's going to be and leaving it alone. Like, you feel me? I don't know why I'm like that, but it's something that I have noticed about myself. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah. And fellas, make sure you ask her if she's toxic on the first date. Let's go ahead and just get that out the way. Let's clear the room. You feel me? Is she toxic? Because a lot of people go through a lot of things. You feel me? Which is the name of this story. I mean, well, not this story, but this podcast. You feel me? I'm gonna get to that in a second. But is that how you do it? Yeah, that's how you do it. But yeah, definitely some self-reflecting, man. Some shit that I need to check on and make sure I got down packed. You feel me? For wherever I may go next or do next. And it's just life in general. It's not even just relationship shit. Like, it's just dealings with everything. But yeah, though, before I get into that breakfast, though, last Sunday, we had went to a funeral, and we was outside talking. You know, we grew up with a lot of the people that was there, and actually went to 2 funerals, back to back. But same day. But We was outside talking, drinking and shit. And my partner ended up basically a girl I used to fuck with like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, maybe. Shit, probably like 10. But they ain't talked in that length of time. And so he was talking to her friend, and basically, long story short, like, it sounded like he still got some action. So they was talking about it, and I kind of stopped them. I was like, listen, bruh, like, especially this is I feel like this is for relationships that had a lot of, like, that was toxic and violent and aggressive, and you feel me? Like, they wasn't, like, it didn't end. It's never ended on some cool shit. Like, you feel me? So I was like, you should really think for real if you want to fuck with her like that again, because you probably thinking of the good shit and how much fun y'all had and how good the pussy was and the head was and all that. But what the niggas don't think about is that first or second real argument y'all have, and she have a flashback of why she stopped fucking with you, or she have a flashback of why she don't really like you like that, or you have a flashback, or you catch them same feelings of why you walked away in the first place. Like, I don't think people think about that portion of it. Like, you just think about how good it was. But I mean, like I said, if it ended on a cool note or it really wasn't that bad, y'all just really didn't click at that point. Like, I mean, everybody, when you young like that, you feel me? Early 20s, you got to turn into who you are for real. You don't even know who you are at that point in time. I don't really think you really know who you are until like your late 30s for real, me personally. And I always felt like that. Even in my 20s, like, I don't think you even take a lot of shit serious until you get into your 30s, like, for real, or mid 30s. You got to go through some things, experience stuff. But, yeah, so that's what I told him. I'm like, you go for it. Like, but, nigga, that first real argument when she get the tripping on you, or that first real argument, you feel me, and you on one, or she done caught you talking to somebody and she have a full flashback from 2009, like, now y'all in a different category. Now you digging up shit that she thought she got over. That's even worse. You feel me? That's even worse for real. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, them toxic ones be bad. Because it be fun for real. Like, it really do be lit. But it's not a good fit for real. You feel me? It's just not. And you gotta be willing to admit that. Like, you gotta be willing to admit, like, yeah, it was fun, but it was fucked up too. You gotta be willing to admit that. So that's my advice. You could do it, but just know it's a good chance at some point she gonna feel what she felt and it ain't gonna go good. Or you gonna feel what you felt and it ain't gonna go good. Then you back at square one, upset, mad at everybody and yourself and the bitch and all that. Alright. So let me tell you about my breakfast with Brittany. Like I told you about one of my first stories. This may be true, may not be true. It may be complete bullshit. But I think y'all know, if you've been listening to me long enough, I ain't gonna just say no bullshit on here. That ain't my type of time. So, I've been knowing Brittany for quite some time. Quite a few years. But, we went to breakfast. You feel me? And, mimosas and shit. We drinking and talking. You dig? I got an omelet, because I'm an omelet ass nigga. She eat waffles. It's cool. We in there talking and shit. So, Brittany has been married at the beginning of this story. She was married for a while. Had 3 kids in the marriage. And, No. She had 3 kids and then she got married to the person she was with. Or after the last kid, they got married. I think that's what she said. But in any event, she fuck with the husband, they'll fall out, whatever. And then she'll go fuck with this other nigga. So off and on, she was fuck with both of them niggas for like 10 years for real. According to her though, she said she never fucked with them both at the same time. But they knew who each other was. They didn't like each other. You know how that story goes. So she get married, she get the divorce. And then she ends up back with the dude. Like she reverted right back. And it was cool until they start. Like it was cool. Like when she first started fucking with him, she said, it wasn't like serious. So it worked out for both of them. Like you feel me? She was like the second they got serious though, it changed for her. Like she just wasn't happy for real. And so for those two men. Basically, at the end of this, the niggas that she be fucking with don't be liking her, like, at all. Like, hate her almost. If they probably do hate her. Because I guess she rubbed them the wrong way, or maybe they just can't get over her fully. She's a hell of a woman. But, so, she giving me bits and pieces of the first two. But where I really caught it was the last one. So, she was talking to this dude. Who was from out here but didn't live out here. And she was back and forth to another state. And so eventually, they fucking with it, whatever. And she was like, she went to Texas. She wanted to stay out there. And so he flew out there with her. Like, you feel me? Just on the, they fuck with it. So he was just going with her. She said, why she tell me that the first house they went to, they both liked it. You feel me? She was only out there for herself. He was just out there just to support her. They both liked it. Why the girl tell me they ended up moving in together? Off the rip. You feel me? He didn't have enough bread at that time to split the down payment with her, so he just paid the down payment. That was his first sign. He should have known it wasn't gonna be good at the end of that. But she paid the down payment. He moved from out of where he came from. She moved from out of here. They living in Texas together. She tell me for the first 6 weeks, it was like perfect. Like, you feel me? 2 months in, it was perfect. It was all good. She said right around like the 3rd or 4th month, she said she just became extremely unhappy. I'm like, okay, well, you said that about the first 2 stories with the husband and then the nigga. And so she becomes really unhappy. She said so unhappy to the point where like nothing can change her. Like at one point she wasn't working. He was the only one. He was taking care of everything, so she could just try to get her shit together. You feel me? She was like, the sex was good, but it wasn't working. She was like, everything was cool. She just wasn't happy. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, but everything was cool before this, right? And she like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't think you like relationships. And she was kind of stuck for a minute. Like, I'm like, just think about it though. Like, it was all good with the marriage. I mean, it was all good with your husband eventually, before y'all got married. Then when y'all got married, it was, and then bro you was fucking with forever. It was cool until y'all. This nigga, it was cool until. And so then she started to tell me, they couldn't fix it. Like, she just couldn't fix it until he like broke up and left. Like, you feel me? She's women is really dangerous. She said once he left, then she started feeling happy again. And she was like, but I used to still see him, and like it was cool, but it was over, and she was happy. Like and then he said he could see that she was happy. So every time he seen her, he felt some type of way. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's why that's the problem. You don't like relationships. You feel me? Like, it takes something from you, whatever it may be. Or you just can't get into your groove because of the relationship. And I've started to think, like, which is the reason why I'm telling this story. You know, I didn't dated my fair share of women, of course, naturally. I mean, have you seen me? If you haven't seen me, look at some of them pictures on the... Anyway, it's a lot of women like that. It's a lot of women who do a lot of situationships and not real relationships. And once you get into a real relationship, it fucks up everything. Like, once the cards is really on the table, you really ain't ready for it like you thought you was. You feel me? It was cool when we was just fucking around and we didn't have to see each other all the time, or we could play boyfriend and girlfriend, like, you know, and be all in love and shit. Like, that's cool, right? But now that there's some responsibility on the back end of it, I mean, niggas too, I don't want to say it's just women. I'm just speaking from the women I've dealt with. You feel me? Even some kind of recently. Once you got to put the gloves on for real, you don't really want to do it. And you'll find something that's probably not even that big. You'll turn a molehill into a mountain. You feel me? Probably even wasn't that serious, but you took it there. It probably wasn't even gonna go that far, but you know what you said? I'm just gonna take it over the top because I don't really want to do this, or I want to do it, but I don't want to do it. Like, the responsibility be fucking people up sometimes, for real. And that's crazy. It really is. That's wild. Like, when I'm in my single mode shit, like, I'm just not, I'm not worried about that. I'm locked in. I don't want a relationship when I'm in that mode. But you get to fuck with somebody and you get comfortable with them, and next thing you know, nigga, you locked in. Now it's weird. This is all situations, but situationships, man. But yeah, that was the take from that. You feel me? Like, you just, and some people really go as far as like, I think it's just like a switch. Like, maybe you just don't. Maybe I think she gets it now. That's why she was able to, like, eloquently speak it as we was conversating. That's why I was able to pick it up. But maybe in the moment, like, she just didn't understand that. Like, the fuck is wrong? Like, it was all good, now it's all bad. It's the commitment. Now you gotta do this and do that. Now you have to. You know, it's not everybody, but it's some people like that. It's a lot of people like that who just don't want to do the commitment. And a lot of shit blow up in their face where they get all the way in something that they really wasn't ready for, and now it's a fucking wreck. You dig? But yeah, that was cool, man. I always enjoyed conversations with women. Like, it's player to me. I like getting out there and talking about it. You feel me? That's the best way to do it. So I have this theory, right? Since we own this right now, I got this theory where people, men and women, use other people to fill in the spot until they get over somebody, right? Which is basically what it is, but nobody calls it that. I call it the filler role. Nobody calls it that. Nobody says, you know what, I'm still going through it with this nigga, but to get over this nigga or this bitch or this, to get over this woman, I'm gonna just fuck with her. Like, you don't say that out loud. You never, because that don't even sound right. Even just saying it now don't sound right. I'm gonna fuck with Whoopty Whoop because I'm trying to get over Whoopty Whoop. Like, you don't say that. You do it, but you don't say it. That's why I call it a filler role. Like, they there to just get you over that hump or get you past that. And then you don't really, situationship, huh? And then you don't really lock in much after that. Or you don't engage after you kind of, once you get over them, in some circumstances, once you get over them, the person that you're dealing with, you normally ain't even think about the person you was dealing with before. You feel me? The filler role is important, though. As bad as it sounds, it's really important. Because sometimes you can't just think through getting over somebody, or you need somebody to fill the void. It's fucked up that you kind of play with somebody in that manner, but it fills the void, though. You feel me? And sometimes you be needing that. I've been sitting on this ideal for a long time. Even when I was back in a relationship, like, I've been sitting on the ideal for a long time. Because you really just plug people in sometimes just to get you through this moment. You know what I'm talking about? And again, it's fucked up when you say it out loud. It really is. Oh my God. Like, yeah, I just need you to just stand here until that person has walked off far enough out of my memory or out of the distance. So when I see them, when I look around you or move you out the way or put somebody else in there, it's cool now. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't, even if I got feelings for you, I don't really need to be with you. So, it's all good. I'm going to keep pushing on you. It's sick. It's sick. But it's the truth, though. It's how it go, man. The filler role. Sometimes you just fill in for a motherfucker until they get ready to move on from you. Ha! Good times. Good fucking times. All right, listen. Two things. First thing, Dave Chappelle is really a genius. I've been watching, when I be getting high as a kite, like really, really high, I like to watch Dave Chappelle because the Dave Chappelle show was like hilarious. 2003, 4, somewhere in there, 5. But it's so much shit that he was talking about then, or doing the skits of then, that is like how it is now. Just for example, right? Look at how outrageous shit is now. Like, he was doing outrageous shit on the Dave Chappelle show. Shit that you be like, how is this nigga not kicked off TV yet? Like, how is he able to just say this? Or have the race draft? Or say nigga or nigger or skeet skeet, like all that. Like, it was head scratching. It was hilarious. The funniest shit you ever seen. But like, how is this nigga still on TV now? It's damn near. It's normal. You could listen. I'm telling you to go look at the first 2 seasons of Dave Chappelle, and tell me that that ain't how it is right now. It's just outrageous now. You can see a nigga get killed right in front of you now on your phone. You feel me? Kids getting fucked up. Adults getting fucked up. Niggas just doing whatever. Like, you can see that now. It's there. Right on your phone. Open your phone. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. People doing people however they want. Treating people crazy. This nigga was doing skits of that. Like it was nothing. Like, it was cool. Like, that's genius for real. Like, I'm going to just be as outrageous as I can be. That's what he was. That's what I'm pretty sure that's what he said. I'm going to do the shit that you think you can't even do on TV. I'm finna do it. And now that's real fucking life. Like, it's crazy to see, man. It's crazy to see. But I implore you, go look at the Dave Chappelle show, them first 2 seasons. And you gonna see shit, you gonna be like, oh man, that's really how it is. That's really how it is. Like, it's just, the more outrageous it is now, the more normal it seems. Like, you feel me? Like, you gotta see some wild shit. And it's like, oh man, that was, now you just breeze over wild shit. It used to be a point in time where you was like lightweight appalled, or you turn the phone or you turn the TV, like, you just sitting there like, just kill a nigga, like, huh? Like, you just watch somebody just die in front of you. At one point, that was, all right, yeah, I'm not looking at that. Now, nigga, I can scroll through Instagram. Now they got sensitive, what they put on there? Sensitive viewer, whatever it is. Now that's on there. Now that's like the gatekeep right there. Like, this, what you about to see might fuck you up. We already seen all the fucked up shit. Incredibly. But yeah, the Dave Chappelle Show. Go check that out. Go look at that again, them first 2 seasons, and just see how outrageous he was and how normal what that is now in real life. Like, it's not a skit. Like, it's real stupid out here. Yeah. All right, before I bounce up out of here, I ain't gonna take too much of your time. This nigga Steph Curry. Steph a bad nigga. Y'all seen the Olympics them last 2 games? Warriors need to figure out something, man. That man need another ring. He need one more. You put him in. If Steph get a 5th ring, I don't know, man. We talking about him. He already arguably the greatest point guard ever. He already the greatest shoot guard. The greatest shooter ever. There's no arguably there. You feel me? Like, he changed the game. He's the reason why everybody shoot like they shoot. Like, come on. The Olympics was dope though. You feel me? The women's too. Just like, I was getting up at 6 in the morning to watch games. The women's championship game, I had just got home at 2 in the morning. Went to sleep at 3. Woke up at 6:28 on a fluke. I didn't even set no alarm. Woke up, body said, nigga, we finna watch sports. Woke up at 6:28. Watched it. It was lit. It was worth it. I do it all for sports. Whatever we got to do, we doing it for sports. Let's do it. But yeah, I'm telling you, he get a 5th ring, man. You gonna have to put him. If he's low on your top 10 or just outside of your top 10, these Olympics wiggled him in your top 10. Might have. He get another ring, he gonna wiggle in your top 5. You feel me? Is he in my top 5? I mean, I'm more of a positional player. Well, not really, because I got Bean in my top 5 too. But Jordan for sure, number 1. Bron and Kobe always seem to flip-flop for me. I got Shaq and I got Duncan. So Steph is probably like my 6 or 7. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting, man. Hopefully the Warriors don't stall him out. You see, he still got it. He showed you during the season. He just shows you in the Olympics. Put a package together. Get him some players. I don't give a fuck if you get KD back. Give this man something to work with so he can get another ring, maybe 2. Listen, man. You put the right team around him, you can get 2 more out of Steph. If you put the right team around him, the next 3 years, you could possibly get a ring, maybe 2 out of him. Maybe 2. Just depends on how you put the play together for real. You can't bullshit it. Can't fuck around and fuck it off. You gotta make it happen, man. Do not ruin the twilight of this man's years. A Little Bit of Everything podcast, man. In here chilling. You feel me? Made me a little drink. Shot from my man Charles Nelson. Got some candles and shit lit. You know, I like the vibe. I like to be vibey. There ain't no lights on in this bitch. I'm just in here just, you feel me? Just me and the mic. And a dimly lit computer screen. 6, 7 candles. I'm gonna raise dead in this bitch. We gonna have a good evening today. You know what I'm talking about? It always feels good to get the podcast off, man. Just be able to speak a nigga truths for real, whatever I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I appreciate y'all for still listening and tapping in. and asking about it and seeing if I'm still doing it. And that's all love. I appreciate that for real, for real. A Little Bit of Everything podcast. I'll holler at y'all on the flip side. Peace.